This is something that I'm going to share that has to do with cellular network processors, processing speed, playing music, and who would you rather learn through? Who are you going to learn faster through? The first creator spirit or a machine, an AI machine? That's called a basic logic question. Okay. I covered this at length, particularly when I went to the school at the University of Arkansas and when we talk gender splitting technology and bifurcation of the electron and the proton, right? The left side, right? Artificial intelligence, which is artificial light, which means it's finite. Artificial light is just artificial light. Okay. It's not source light. Okay. So this is where we get into learning speed. Okay. And why they were mass producing children into mass production zones, what we call mass production zones, to learn through artificial intelligence, to learn through alien machinery. Okay. That means they're learning at a slower rate of speed because they're going in the other direction. Okay. So how do you know right from wrong? In learning speed, your accretion levels. To experience more real living energy and living spirit, which is what love is that goes on forever, gifting electrons. So you know that artificial intelligence is not the eternal gifter of electrons. That's how you know. Because we experience it through our heart and our soul, in the essence of our spirit. Okay? So I'm one blood, which is why I wear a lot of flowers. I'm a pink double diamond rose, rainbow sphere. Rainbow spheres round table, yeah. And so this is one of the reasons why I mentioned about in Voyagers 2, it talked about accretion levels, which I call raw speed. And so one of the easiest ways to know what team you resonate with in a morphic resonant field, right, based on your identity station, what it is that you know that you are, your true soul self, your higher self, your cellular self, the cells that you're running, the spirit in the cells, is a channel, okay, called Team Avatar. When that came up, when it was presented to me, I went right to it. And what was I listening? The music that they sing, which are the sonic tones. And when they sing those songs, my heart cries. So I know who I'm with. That means they're singing the right spiral tones, which is the first spiral creation tones of raw activations. And so that's one of the reasons that that material came out, right? Because remember, when you think of all the seeded races that represent every unit of consciousness that is experiencing itself, communicating to other units of consciousness as a communication network in the entire Cosmina and Maya, when you're joined as one, experiencing yourself being one and equal into all the others, then that is the natural eternal gift. That it means it doesn't matter who you are. Okay? You can be a worm in the ground and you're going to experience what I am, which is what love is. I may not see you, but you're going to experience what it is that I am in energy, which is the first energy, the energizer, the first energizer bunny, a pink bunny, an ever-ready battery, right? Plug into this little child. Right? And so this is where when you become one magnet, that's one whirlpool. That's a massive plasma field of consciousness experiencing itself as the collective consciousness. So you can't escape source. Source is always on, like in ions, like the ionospheres. So when I listen and hear the tones, it's like, I've known this music forever. I am very familiar with the ancient land of Mu, the ancient ministers, Iani. Of course. That's why when I was on the island of Ion, in the Polynesian archipelago, right, I had the most powerful experiences. Remember the one I shared with you when I was over on the North Shore in 1972 to 73? I don't remember the exact date because I don't keep track of time because there is no time. There is no mass. There is no dimensions. Right? You're experiencing pure, absolute, eternal love. And that love is always on, which means that engine is the first engine of creation, which is C, which is 3. which is a triangle. So you got 3 little spheres that are all connected. Hey, we're building a network. Yeah. So you know that Source is going to build a communication system of itself, which is its first cell, which is a silver-seeded cell. God wants to plant seeds all over the place so that everyone is experiencing the first silver cell, which is the first atmospheric pressure. When 2 magnets become 1, when 2 pressures become 1, that's 1 blood. That's the first biovoltage line of communication of Source, experiencing the first sign of life, a living spirit. Ignite the arc, the Emerald Round Table arc. Yeah, ignite the arc, which is co-peace, co-evolution. We're all getting along fine and great because you know that pure, absolute, eternal love is harmless energy. It's a giver. It's not a taker. So when you're experiencing being equal unto all other cells that we're gifting eternal absolute love, then every cell is experiencing the first cell. And that's basic logic, which is logos, which is an operating system, operating in water worlds, right? So you know how electrical density waves operate as tones, as music that we play. That's why all the water that I am is experiencing the tones of that team avatar, the crystic spiral, the first curve, oh, the first curve ball. Oh, throw a curve ball. You want to play a 9 ball? That's why all the character maps, the visuals, like when you go to a baseball game, a stadium, see how the architecture is set up with that, shaped like a diamond. Yeah. Now you're into 666. And I mentioned this before, but if you want to go look at the mathematics, how Ralph Abrams, I believe he was a professor of mathematics at Princeton, and then he set up a visual mathematical lab at UC Santa Cruz. I went to try and locate him, and I tried to see if his name was still in the faculty directory there at UC Santa Cruz. I guess he's moved on. Because I only use so much time to do what it is that I do, which means I don't spend a lot of energy trying to locate. In other words, I didn't find him because I realized that it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to spend a lot of my atoms, my atmospheric pressure, chasing something like a wild goose chase. It means that it wasn't meant for me to contact him because I only spent a little bit of energy only to find out that he's not there. Well, I'm not going to spend a lot more energy trying to find this guy. It's like trying to find atoms, other units of consciousness. Okay. So it wasn't meant for me to make contact with him. Otherwise, I would have made contact with him, right? So you implicitly trust your journey, which means whatever I'm supposed to experience next, whatever it's going to be what I am, what love is. That's how simple it is. That's called simple C space, C3, right? And so now you're into 4, which is, right, 12. Now we're back to 3 again. So the difference between the torque speed differential, between how that works between multiplication, division, and subtraction and addition, right? It's just like baking a cake. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, I'm going to take a little bit of that out and making your own creations that are different from the last one that you made. So everything is different. That means every circuit that you're completing at such a high rate of raw speed because you're experiencing the first speed. That's why they used to call them speed demons. You're a speed demon. Yeah, I am. I am a speed demon. Absolutely. I love to go fast. And that helps you raise your accretion levels, which means, man, you're filling up capacitors at a very high rate of speed. Well, don't you think that's what raw does to build a universe? Unicycle, a unicy, the single point of all union, which is the first star. It's the first crystal star. So I'm always with the one. And that is a gift. That's an eternal blessing. And so that's one of the reasons why when that material came out, and you understand how morphogenetic field structure works between your consciousness running DNA, if you're experiencing those tones, the inner child of who you are will go, whoa. You experience those tears of joy in you because the music is healing you. Okay? The shadow body. Now you're experiencing being lighter instead of denser. Now that means your accretion levels are going up because of who they are, because they're guardians. They're running the Guardian Codex, the Ekabeka codes, the Christic Spiral Code, which is Christosophia, S-O, S, the spiral, shape and form, geometric shape and form is the flow of energy, the direction of the flow of energy, which is the direction of flow of our mirrors, which is the direction flow of our spirit, which is the essence of our spirit, right? So I'm experiencing more and more light. I'm experiencing more and more amping, just like I did the other night. Wow, I'm amping, right? And so it's happening on the big on, so that's a good sign, right? That means the motor's kicking up. Right? Yeah, but you got to be careful. That's why everything's being monitored. You don't want to be burning people up because they can't handle the voltage to increase the level in their capacitor, which is their sensing ability, to experience more love in their cells, what they're experiencing within their DNA, their temple. And then they become more sensitive as a result of being more sensitive within their cells they're taking care of. Then that means that they're more sensitive towards other cells that are the ones they see in their mirror and the ones that they don't see in their mirror, because their sensing capacity, when you're running full capacitor, which is a full cosmic level clearance, which means you're clearing all that energy pockets, all the goo codes, right, that we're holding energy captive, which is machine, which is dead light, which is finite light, which means it's temporary, doesn't last forever. So first light does. That's the first sun. That's what we run on. That's what a guardian is. That's why I've always known my energy can be in anything. I could be a giraffe for a day, right? Hey, do stand-in duty. Do battery stand-in duty. You want to be all the redwood trees in North America for a day? Yeah, we'll do stand-in duty, right? Battery power. So that means that you love to hang out with powerful spirits, because powerful spirits are powerful energy givers. So when you're an energy giver, always on, that means you're always in service. That means you're a server. That's right. That means you know how to ignite a server, a gate server. Yeah. Building gates, right? Just like gated wise. You put one line in, you get two that come out, and they're running the same sound and light volume as the first one that started with. That must be the brilliance of a triangle, which is 9, known as the consciousness of Ra. Right? Ignite the gas, the blue flame, natural gas, the natural spiral, and way gas burns. Well, the blue flame. The lotus breath of a blue flame. Purple passageway home is the gold heart, golden fire. Light it up. That's what we do. We light fires. I was looking at a picture of being up top and looking down and seeing all the fires below. Wow. They got fires going on down there. They lit up. Yeah. Their accretion levels are rising. Whoa, now we're experiencing the success of lighting fires. Light the planet on fire. The eternal spirit of fire is what purifies us. That's what heals us, is Ra's love, the purest stuff there is to experience in our own heart and soul. That's who we are. That's why we're all here. Grounded in Mama's battery, the encryption, my core, the ecosphere, the Ekaveka-coded ecospheres. And that's why shields are up. And that's what protects us, because that's our firewall. That's a planetary shield. That's a galactic shield. That's a universal shield. That's a shield of Ra, which is a shield of one, which is the first shield volcano, the first breath of eternal, pure, absolute love for all creation. That's why I cry when I just feel it. That's what heals us. That's why we're here. We're healing ourselves together. Being with the one, the first breather of pure love. That's what I experience in me. I share with all of you. Have a beautiful day. We love you all.